with the CC, they were actually focusing so well, and they will continue that in Cursed, as you mentioned. Seems like the story to talk about for Supernova is all the macro control for today.
You also could have expected, because we have to talk about this for a second, because it used to be that Braxis and Warhead were always the bans, but because Warhead's removed from the pool, it became Cursed Hollow actually throughout Phase 1, pretty globally. It was a map that people did not like because it's a map that can snowball out of control very quickly. It's a map that a lot of teams that consider themselves stronger don't like to play on, because if they make a few mistakes in the early game, it can fly away from them. When you see the Tomb ban, you're basically saying, oh, we better ban Braxis because they might actually try to pick that map and I'm not sure what they're going to run. But they banned Braxis, and it was actually that Supernova wanted to run Curse, so some mind games here as the draft continues to be the same as the previous set. But Hanzo makes an appearance.
A different map in Cursed. After you get the piercing talent, you just burst through so well in the choke points, so that's why they have it. But stealing the Haka away and keeping the Jane, that seems like they're really confident about their mage play, but stealing that the Haka away, as I mentioned, from Kirisaku. Now it will be on Hanaton.
It's an adaptation, because not only do they steal Kirisaku's Dahaka and remove the macro element of play, sure, they have the Hanzo so they can clear camps quickly, but Feliz will ban. They will ban Blaze. It's the Zeratul respect ban. Pairs well with the Jaina, as we've already seen. This is an easy... Oh, they banned the false stat.
No,
so they're basically saying, we're changing the style, we're changing the strategy. This is like the most respect given, and it completely destroys Supernova's plans now, because they can no longer play the game they wanted to play on this battleground. They're going to take the Phoenix, and they do get Blaze, so Blaze ends up being the counter here to the Jaina pick. Oh my god.
Eve Stitches Gorge into the portal combo. Oh man!
We saw this a lot. We saw this recently in Australia, in the pro scene there, and obviously a little bit from Dignitas and JPL. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be Gorge, because we saw Bile instead when this sort of draft was made, but it was with a different draft. It was a different setup. This has both Dahaka and Stitches in it, so 2 hooks for potential grabs and CC chains, and the ability to play with Malfurion and Medivh. That was the big play we saw from Xaylia, the up-and-coming world-class support from Dignitas, where he was able to portal into a huge Twilight Dream. So there's a lot of synergy here, but it's very gimmicky as well. When you're playing against the Blaze, there's a lot of counterplay just by creating a bunker.
Or is it me, or is it... Are you also feeling Wolf that Feliz was never this quick in draft?
Oh, they want the global so bad! They want it so bad!
Might just pick Auriel and take the Angelic Flight at 20. That's another global, but the game might be done before.
The game will probably be done before 20. I think this is... Okay, so Supernova has really shown their cards here. They're like, okay, you banned the Falstad, you took the Dahaka. We are going to have a global no matter what. And it's going to be the Brightwing. And don't forget, Emerald Wind is very powerful against portals. So
when they come in, you can actually split the team with the Emerald Wind. That is totally possible. We did see it in old Korean games back in even Super League. When Medvedev just came out at the end of Super League Season 4. So we didn't see it happen. And I think they can actually have this rotation going on. They have their own global as well. Alex playing non-Alex Strada support just amazes me right now.
Well, I wasn't sure what to expect with Deckard Cain against Burst in the previous set, but he hit his Scrolls of Sealing very well. And I have to, once again, I think basically look at this and say, I don't agree with it, but let's see what he can do, because previously he obviously did very well. So the portal talent coming out here. The reworked Medivh, of course, we saw quite a bit of at the end of Phase 1.
Ooh, Brightwing going bribe talent. They're really trying to control the macro anyhow.
That's right. So obviously every 20 stacks you'll be able to kill a minion, or sorry, a mercenary. That's healing stacks, not kills on minions, so she needs to be paired with someone. So in some ways that weakens her ability to, to obviously be a macro hero, but in other ways empowers her. So needs to make sure that she roams correctly to get the full global value. In the late game, if we get there, she'll have it no matter what. But in this early game, she'll need to kind of be roaming on her own. So we've got a lot of potential for polybombs. Polymorph, polybomb. There's high chances are out there. Also, Leyline Ring has been a thing before. Don't expect it, but don't be surprised if Feliz feels desperate here in this game that they may pick it.
Does seem possible. I mean, it happened even in MSB many times in group stages.
Yeah, the two maps where Gorge combos with Portal are used are normally
Spider,
and this one. The reason why on Spider is because walls usually last a lot longer on that map. The reason why this one is they last longer, and also if you get a quick rotation or grab someone over the wall, for example, you can get onto your wall quickly, and everyone else is going to be further away. And you can hide rotations with the Stitches Medivh a lot easier on a map that's this big, especially if they don't have any way to check vision. But still, I mean, I just don't know if it's going to be reliable.
Also a great strategy is when you're having Cursed against you, and to suddenly gorge someone and make it a 4v5, basically kind of waste the Curse which is against you. That's also been a great strategy that Genji also used a few times in phase 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at the siege.
Yeah, this is not looking good for
Actually
Feliz.
didn't do too much damage onto the towers.
It's going to continue to, though, with the Phoenix Hanzo combo. There's just no way that Feliz can combat this. All they have with this lineup is burst damage, and if they don't get kills, then the damage continues, the push continues. We've got good wave clear, but this cannon tower should certainly go down. The second one, probably going to leave that one alive. Bentham's doing what he can to get in there, but not quite able to grab it.
I was expecting No Chat to play Hanzo because Bentham was actually on Phoenix last time. They have swapped that up a little bit as they are also both flex players in the team.
Same build so far. The Phoenix Scatter build, only build viable on this map for Hanzo. You wouldn't pick him for this battleground otherwise. Much better picks. Alright, channel here. Medivh can buy a lot of time. But what are you buying time for? You have the Dahaka, but they've got the Brightwing, so it's not really worth it to risk your life to get extra soak when they're also getting the same soak as you are with that Brightwing pick.
Got that Hanzo, but instead OJ is thrown, get that protection nicely done with the Polymorph.
Okay, they committed the Brightwing. Dahaka does not come. They're going to lose this fight. They're going to lose the tree, but they cannot lose more members here, or it is going to be a very poor trade for Feliz. That's the commitment. They did not. Yeah, it's the shot calling, as you say.
Great shot call. The focus that the saying Brightwing, come right now. I'm going to throw the Stitches, make sure we have the CC, and they made it all work. OJ oftentimes getting caught again. His Muradin, I think he died a little bit too many times in game 1. And that's one of his best heroes, actually. OJ playing some great Muradins in phase number 1, but so far, costing his life a lot of the times in this match.
He only has a 33% win rate on it, but remember they were a losing team.
Yes.
And it's his second most played hero. Actually tied for first with Garrosh, 15 and 15. And he played it in a non-Muradin meta. So he was the most Muradin player in phase 1. So a stat to keep in mind, good that you call that out. It was really good timing there on the teleport because they knew that the shield had already been used as well, the protection, and Stitches just simply has no escape. So it was a really nice rotation, really good shot calling from Supernova. And they're going to zone out again here. Brightwing can teleport up at any time, but so can the Dahaka. Here comes the teleport. They're going to collapse in here. Portal's already used.
He is focusing on to Hanzo does survive, so that was the damage they wanted to have that done. Even the question is simple geometry is finished now.
That was a nice moment for him to grab some stacks there. Dudu gets delayed here by the Sonic Arrow. Bot Mertcamp is pushing.
Easy, more time you are with Brightwing, you can actually get that soak. Gamer going in through the portal, trying to put in the damage.
That stun though! This is not looking good for Feliz now. Look at the damage coming out. Great setup here by Kirisaku. They're going to trade here. That drag could change everything. Havian's got 40 armor though.
Dude just going so low. Phantom just swooping in and out with the pokes. And they just have to portal out. Dahaka almost got caught.
Kirisaku, man, is reminding me of, some of the great solo laners we saw rise to power back in, OGN, back in you know, in the first season, 2017 of HGC Korea, is really killing it. And the talent we're seeing from this player, the mechanical skill, is leading them to a lot of early picks, leading them to a lot of really cool setups. It's not just the 1v1 power, it's the star sense to know when to charge in, when that portal's going to come in, when everyone's jumping out of it. He countered that so well.
This is a big risk for Feliz. They're diving in already, lost the boss.
Oh man, this is going to go horribly.
Control, but they're losing it already. Throws in a hand, but he goes in and he does survive. But the Haka may take him down, he goes down.
It's going to be a trade. It's a DPS for a tank though. And in fact, Hanaten looks like he may get out of this alive. He does in fact. An interesting toss there, some miscommunication for the first time for Supernova. They will not get Curse, but they have the boss. And this means they could play around level 10 so easily. You can already see Kirisaku heading back top. Feliz just has to commit everything to deal with this. Excited to see where that next tribute spawn will be, because that is going to make a huge impact as to what happens with Tennis available. There's boss play potential. And Feliz made a really risky call. And I actually don't agree with it, even though I think this was the best outcome for them. It was more a mistake by Supernova, but still. They end up walking away happy with the result.
Now because you know what the tribute is going to be. Look at that. So Supernova already positioning just like before, because it's going to be at top right wing already, but the bottom soaking up so much. They can just sway shift and into the top fight and continue because they have 10 first. Feliz will hit 10-10 very soon as well, but they're extra soaking all the time.
Yeah. They're going to try to rotate up first. They have positional advantage. Leyline is locked in, and it is not going to be Gorge, of course. Didn't think it would be. Okay, OJ's gonna get me the target. He's isolated out here. He's stunned. He's taunted. He's blown out the Planet Cracker through the choke.
For the kill. And that's gonna continue.
The Twilight Dream just nodded off. It was way too late. It's over. This is Curse. That was it. He has been the target every time the shot calling has been on point. A Planet Cracker lock-in was genius. And there you go. It's going to be the end of at least two forts, and perhaps more if they commit to the top keep. They've got a Siege Giant push here, they've got the minion advantage, and all the while Brightwing is going to force a response because the mid-mercenary camp is also going to gain advantages from the Curse. So you could see Medivh and Jaina have rotated mid on the minimap. While this is happening, they're getting a keep wall. Fort is under duress, bot fort now under pressure. Supernova getting the maximum amount of value out of this first Curse.
They're not even losing too much EXP. As you mentioned, it's going to be a super heavy push all the way to the keep, but you do have to be careful a little bit. It is still not Gorge, so maybe they don't even have to. They're going in with the
double tug!
The damage!
Too much. That's the kill there onto Medivh. Could not get out of his own portal. Bunker still used here. They're trying to get this keep down. Very, very risky play. Once the water elemental goes down, they might be able to make this happen. Great drag into the blizzard. No Chat just going to finish this keep, and they're going to get out. Easy retreat here. Mount up and go. They grab 2 forts, half of the bottom fort, which actually may go down as this Curse expires. I think it will. There's no minions there. So, full 3 forts and a keep. 2-level lead. Supernova's map picks have really been working well for them, and I think this, what I really want to describe as a gimmicky Stitches draft, has not played out for Feliz.
And I thought it was going to be, so they have to try something, at least getting a pickup on the Hanzo, because they were actually getting the hooks in and getting the Hanzo in, maybe with the Gorge, with the portal. Maybe it could have worked out a little bit better. All the choices that Feliz actually had made after 10, the talent choices of course, and some of the engaged where they made it first, and Stitches just dying, completely destroying the teammate. They had no way of fighting right after that.
They could actually try to make this a core call. Oh, they're going to commit to this. This is a
way
mistake.
Too far away. He's alone here.
This was bad shot calling from Feliz. Committing way away from the fight.
Silencers come in, but still the lack of damage will consume them in their hands. OJ goes down. That's 3 kills.
That's very likely game. There's already a 1 catapult. The second is on the way. The boss is here. If they kill anyone, it's definitely game, and it still very well could be. if Feliz had just played it safe, cleared a wave, and then come to defend, I think they have no problem stopping the boss push. They could even maybe take a fight on core. Because they irrationally fight with a ley line to start and delay, now they're just now respawning. They don't have heroics. This boss has already got the shields. This could very well end the game.
Also bunker, just in time of back and cooldown. So they have another way of coming back. Stun.
There's the bunker. They're all in it, and that's going to be the end of the core. That's going to be the end of the game. Supernova starts their career, their HGC first series off with a 2-0.
What's happening, Wolf?
2-0, and sighs of relief, stressed players. You can see them on camera. Every time, hands are shaking for Bentham. But I have to say, the real shaken members are going to be the members of Feliz that in Game 1 had the more meta draft, and in Game 2 came with a plan. Fastest lock-ins we've ever seen from the team. You said it in the draft. But they've got to be shaken now because they were able to stay alive, defeating Ill, as you said, in Crucible, but already tested again against another Open Division team, and they find themselves one loss away from losing their opening match.
I've said this before, that Supernova, compared to the Open Division team, their tempo was way too much faster for the other team to actually catch up, but they have sped up even more. And Feliz, all I was going to say, that they have to prove that they are a better team compared to Gluck and Supernova, but so far, this new team into HGC Korea is just making them seem like they are not really having their best day at all in the series game.
I mean, remember too that this is all just the shot calling of the rotations, the focus firing onto OJ, who is always caught because he stitches, not because he made a mistake, it was just that their composition had to work that way. He was trying to peel as stitches instead of looking for setup for engage. That's why he picked the bile, and that's why they failed. And there's so much CC on the side of Supernova. Habeen was killing it! On the Garrosh, we saw the polymorphs come down combined afterwards. The charge is coming through from Blaze. It's just Poly into Stun, into Groundbreaker. And by the time the fight, if it continues, we've got another Poly available. If Stitches leaves, if he barely escapes through the portal, you've already lost the fight because you don't have any peel for your tank. You don't have any engage. You can't hook anybody or you're going to lose your Stitches. And your tank is either dead or he's as good as dead because he can't do anything for you in the fight.
And Medivh in your team has to be the one making those, oh, this is my angle, this is my chance to go on Reddit with the clip. Not gonna happen when Jaina and your support is all the way in the mid lane. He saw the angle by himself only, not with the team. That was the biggest mistake, and that costed the game.
Yeah, the leyline seal there, I think, was just desperation. There was probably some communication in comms that was a little bit disjointed, and as a result, they fail. They get punished super hard. Very refreshing to see an Open Division team go through Crucible, show up in Korea, and actually look like a really polished team. This has never happened before.
Never.
It is Feliz, okay, so they'll be tested further, and the series isn't over. But we have never seen someone on the first day of HGC from Open Division come and look this polished. It has never happened before, so very exciting stuff. We're going to take a short break, guys. Before we come back, we'll see if Supernova can close it out with a 3-0.